So hello YouTube. It's been a little bit of time since I last published a video, about 2 weeks to be exact, which makes me quite disappointed because during the last video I made a promise to myself that I would be more consistent with the social media aspect of things and with the posting, but life has been hectic, aka in the middle finals, so I was not able to hold up the promise that I made, but hopefully that is in the past. This session actually was filmed about 12 days ago, so I do not recall the exact numbers, but it was with Shetewi. I think he hit 150 on bench for or a 4x6 or something about like something in these ranges. And this was a coach that decided to spot us, and he was like, okay, let's try out 80. When he saw me putting up 80 on the bar, and he just half repped it, and I laughed my ass off. Anyway, this is my attempt with 80 kilo. If I remember, I got 2 reps paused, and it's actually fascinating the progress one can make during 12 days or whatever, because now I'm so much beyond this level. I mean, wait, hold up. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, but I am at a pretty good level, and I'm pretty sure I can get over 2 reps at least. So comeback is on the way. During this session, I believe I was like 70 to 71 kilo. Shetewi was like 142, something like that. He's a big guy. Anyway, I'll run back my life a little bit during the 12 days. So I had a subject called material science, and due to my own fault and due to my own hastiness, I was not able to go to the exam on time, and I missed it. So I missed a final due to my own hastiness, which is something that got in my head, to be honest, and it really just drove my life downwards for the past 3 days. But I entered a few crypto trades and I won. I made a decent bit of money, so that was enough for me to kind of replenish my momentum in life, right? Because everything is about energy. I mean, I don't want to sound like a cliche guy, but really, momentum is a real thing. Inertia is very much real. If you have like a snowball of successful events, of successes, you're more likely to succeed. But back to the video. This is me trying out wrist wraps for the first time in like 2 years, and this is the first time ever trying out proper wraps. These are SBD wraps, and they really do make a difference. Not for the positive or the negative. I just noticed the bar path is significantly different than I'm used to, because I usually do not train with any equipment on bench. On squat, sometimes I use a belt, and on deadlifts I use straps if I don't have chalk, which is most times because I rarely use chalk because I have a condition called hyperhidrosis, which is basically extreme extreme sweating of the extremities, and it affects my whole body most times, but really it affects my hands and feet for the most part. So this is pretty much the last set on bench. 65 for a few reps. This phase in my training is all about regaining the muscle mass, which I lost. I reached a point where I was like 88 kilo, but I was a very unclean, if that's a word, 88 kilo. I was very bloated, I was fat, I was extremely cardiovascularly unfit. But I was big, I was strong. I reached 165 kilo, which is 365 on squat for 5 reps, which gives you an estimated about 410 on squat, or that's what I think I could have reached realistically. Deadlifts, my best honestly was 220 for a double, probably a triple at my best I could. So right now I'm just doing as much volume work as I can, while spicing it in with very heavy reps sometimes, just to regain the motor patterns, because powerlifting is partially a skill. This now is 100 kilo on squat, and you could see like it's heavy for me. Like it's not really heavy. Like you could get 10 reps with it, but it's not light to the point where I'm like, okay, this is just weight that I do not feel. Like it's not 50 or 60% of my max anymore. So this set is basically just a random cluster set, and I am really very much digging cluster sets at this point. I don't know why. It's just maybe I have more work capacity because I'm not lifting as much total weight as I used to before. But this is 110 kilo, about 242 pounds. And you could see like I did not have the idea for cluster set. I do not follow a program. This is just kind of on the way type of stuff. And I go to 265, and the last set will be a 285 single. Back to life. Really, it's really hard to balance everything. Like, balance is a concept that really fascinates me much, but I find that it's quite useless unless dug down to perfection, because half-assing many things could also be called balance, but to me, half-assing many things leads to nothing. It leads to no money. It leads to no skill. It leads to nothing. If I am basically, if I reach a 500-pound deadlift and I'm there all my life, what's the point of that, right? If you take 500 pounds as a stepping stone to get to 600 and 700 pounds, at that point it gets to something that is actually worth it while I squat 285. And see, like, now it's, I almost died during this clip because I was not used to the width of the rack. This rack is actually quite wide, and the bar itself is not as wide as I thought. So the ends of the plates hit the rack if you're not perfectly balanced. And I tried to walk out behind the safeties because Shetewi actually told me about the possibility of something like that happening. But I was like, okay, that's not going to happen. But on the first rep, I almost died with 100 kilo. You could see them just making fun of me. But I put on the headphones, just tried to get in the zone because a set has to be done and volume has to be gained. But balance is a naive idea, I would think. I think complete dedication and complete obsessiveness is the way. And I am ready to lay down my life. I am ready to lay down all the effort that is required to become world champion. Lifting, for me, is something that I actually hold very close to my heart. It is something very spiritual for me. And I think I have not really proved myself just yet. And I know for a fact I can prove myself. I have not pushed things to their utmost limit. And I think if that happens, this set with 225 is going to happen with 405, if not more. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something from it. I'll be making tutorials and things like that in the future. But right now, I'm just trying to get in the mood. I'm just trying to get into the consistency of posting like twice a week. I'll be traveling soon, so I hopefully will have a lot more content to post, and I'll be introducing more arm wrestling videos on the channel. But yeah, guys, that was it. If you have any feedback, just leave it in the comments, and see you guys later.